step one, you go to USCIS website and go to my USCIS section under tools. So once you go there, you will have options to sign up for a new account. So you click on the sign up button, and then it takes you to a place where you actually enter your email address and sign up. Remember, you're signing up as the employer who will be sponsoring the H1B petitions for the registrant, right? So you are basically the persona that what we're trying to do is an employer trying to submit H1B registrations. So you enter the email information, and then once you repeat the same information, then you click on the sign up button, right? Again, this is the first step. You need to have an account. So once you click on sign up, it'll tell that a confirmation email has been sent to you, and so you need to go back to your Gmail and then look for that, right? You see an email as you can see here, right? It says my account, and then you click on the confirmation link. Then you'll get a big disclaimer that tells that this is government website and you cannot abuse this and all sorts of things, right? So you cannot really, yeah. So this is basically disclaimers telling about what you can do and what you cannot do, right? So once you do all of that, once you read all of that, you can acknowledge and then hit continue. So now you'll be given an option to enter the password. So you need to enter a strong password, right? So once you enter and repeat the password, then you can submit the same so that it can accept it. Now you have three options to sign up here, right? They want a two-step verification method just for security's sake. The first one is using an authenticator app. You could use something like Google Authenticator, or you can choose a SMS or an email. In our context, I've chosen email to be simple. So once I click choose email, then the email is sent to my an email sent to my inbox, a Gmail, and then basically I get a code here. I take that code and then go back and enter the same code here, right? So this is what I'll do here. So once you enter the code and then hit submit, this is when this two-step verification is successful, it says, and gives you a backup code. So this is what will be used in case you lost access to your email or any of these things. Yeah. So that's an important thing for you to remember, right? Now, next step is you need to have password reset questions. So you need to select up to 5 questions. So so we have actually grayed out some of these things, but the whole idea is you basically choose questions that you remember, right? Then now use the option you get the account type, right? So here you need to select I am H1B registrant, because this is what you choose. So because you're the employee trying to do H1B registrations, yeah. So once you choose that option, that's when the system lets you in, and then you see an option that, hey, this is you're logged in, the H1B registration season is open now, period is open, and it says the dates from noon Eastern time until 20th, right? So it tells all of that, and then you have an option to file a registration, because the H1B season registration period is open. You can check your account settings and see if the email and all these things are correct. Once you're ready, then you can hit on file a registration. Again, it tells that submitting does not guarantee H1B visa, and they don't accept using postal mail. So after that, you get a disclaimer once you try to file. It tells you all the things that we have actually covered, right? Duplicates, all basic disclaimers telling that you can't file duplicates. How to complete it. So they'll save the responses and all sorts of things, right? So once you read all of that, then you can hit click on start. So here you need to enter the details of the company, what you're doing business as, the employee identification number, all of these things, right? So for the sake of demonstration, we're going to enter some random text, so we just entered some name, and then there is no doing business as, so we're just going to leave it like that. So we're just entering a random number here. Just because it's for demonstration, and once you enter that, then again we picked up some random address. The thing is, the address validation also works, so we tried that. So basically, we enter a random address here, and we put the wrong zip code or an address, and it says this is not correct, right? So basically, there is validation in place, yeah. So I enter some XYZ digits, and it says, hey, it says it's wrong, right? So basically, it's trying to validate the address that you're entering, so that people don't enter something, right? So once you correct the address, and then it says it works, then it lets you go into to the next step, yeah. So of course we try to correct the errors and all sorts of things, right? So once we're in, then you need to enter the authorized signatory name, who is the person who will be signing on behalf of the company here. So this is where you put in the details of the name, the person who is actually authorized to submit on the behalf of company, and what's the title of the person, right? So again, we put in some random text, here because it's a demonstration sake only, right? So again, I put in some information here, and then who's authorized to contact, and email address is automatically filled out here, right? So you don't have to worry about that. So once you have that, then then you are completed. Then you have completed the process for the employer details. Next is when you add the beneficiary or the H1B applicants. So this is the list of the names that you plan to submit. So in this step, this is the beneficiary or the H1B applicant. So all you need to enter is bits of a little bit of information, not a lot here. So just first name, middle name, last name, and if you don't have a first name or middle name, you can check that as not available. And then you need to select the gender and basically date of birth, whatever it is, right? And then after this, after you enter the date of birth, then is the option you'll get to basically enter if you're qualified for US Masters cap or not, right? So here you choose yes or no, depending on if you have a master's degree or not, and then you need to enter the country of birth where the applicant is actually born. And once you select the country of birth, then you need to basically select the country of citizenship as well. So all of these are important as part of their registration process, right? So once you have these things selected, then you need to enter the passport number. If you do not have one, then you can just select that it's not available. Once you select all of these, you could choose to either save or go to the next step, right? So we've chosen to save this, and again we see that we did not enter the middle name, so it's my telling that you need to enter the middle name. So or you select it's not available. Once it's done, then you hit on save entry. So now you can see that we have a H1B registration amount, sorry, registration thing submitted here. And they even ask us to check the registration before you submit, because it's only one registration we have done. It's saying that it's $10 because it's one registration, and it tells that no errors found, right? Now in the next step, you can verify the details of the H1B registration details you submitted. As you can see, these are the applicant details that we entered. So you can verify all these registration details, and you could even print that, right? So you could just print that as a PDF for your record. So this is where some of the employees ask, what are the details that related to me submitted. If it's one or two, you could technically save this so that for your records what was submitted. Also, you get an option to export it after you submit as well, right? Once you verify that, then you sign the statement telling that I understand English, and I've read whatever has been done, right? So a next step is basically where you sign under oath telling that, hey, I am actually under penalty of perjury, I'm taking an oath that I will submit H1B if the registration is selected. Yeah, that's what they're telling. And then you basically enter the authorized signatory information here. Yeah. So that's what you do. And once you hit next, it shows again, how you want to pay for it, and it tells you that it's going to take you to the pay.gov, and the next steps will proceed. Because we're not going to do the payment in this, so but this is the step where it goes to pay.gov and does it, right? Because it's a demonstration, we are not going to go to the last step, so we'll skip that step. But what you could do is we could also go back now and and then again add more details, right? So I could go back to the registrant and then verify what I have entered in the past, or I can change them, right? Or also I could go back to the beneficiary, and even I can add more. I can add up to 250 beneficiaries or H1B applicants here. Yeah. So technically, see, I can just add more people. So I'm just going to add one more. I just selected that they don't have first name and last name, right? So I selected both of them as blank. This is for people who have F and U kind of a situations. So I enter those, and then enter all of these details, like selecting the gender, date of birth, and once I select both of these things, then I could enter rest of the details as well, right? The master's quota or not, I choose no here. And again, country of birth, just for demonstration, I'm going to pick some random country here. Similarly, choose a citizenship as well, right? So overall, this gives you, once you save the entry, then it shows, all of these things are here, yeah. So all in all, this is an overall process. So they ask you to review the registration before you submit. You can look at other aspects as well, and that's how the whole process is done. Hope you got a good idea of how the whole process works, and thank you for watching.